Hi, welcome to Texas Lone Wolf Channel. This is the must-watch videos for men. We're going to take it to the brothers out there. We're going to talk to the brothers out there. You might have stumbled up on this channel, which, hey, I'm glad you did. Are you thinking about hitting that X button to the right-hand side? Don't. Let me tell you something. You might have tried to date when you were younger, and you're about to throw in the towel and say, I give up. Hey, brothers, let me tell y'all something. Let me guess. Your age group is in the teens, and you're in your 20s. You're not a bad-looking kid. You're not a bad-looking man at all. In fact, you are just, growing on up slowly. You will have entered into the early manhood stage in life. And let me tell you something. This dating stuff here, please don't do it. Work on building your castle first. Okay? And I got some key pointers to give you, okay? I have key pointers to give you. Are you ready for this? All right, let's take a good look at this. The key pointers I want to give you is, taking a good look at what society is telling you. Society is telling you, go get a degree, then you'll become successful. No. Hey, do you want to know where the money is at? The money is in the trade school, okay? Heating and ventilation, AC, or being a welder, a certified welder, they pull more money than anybody with a degree that's going to a law school. You have to go pile up mountains and mountains of debt with the bank and get a worthless piece of paper. Maybe 0.0001% chance you get hired by an employer that is already grabbing the picks from Harvard and Yale and all that. And you're going to a phony college getting indoctrinated by that professor to get an overpriced piece of paper called degree. Now, what is your passion? What is your hobbies? Do you like to build with your hands? Do you like to weld two pieces of metal to build something out of metal with a grounding cable and a electrode or a welding rod? Do you like to build out of metal? Then, hey, go to the trade school, learn how to weld, listen to the instructors, take that class serious, and get your certificate with a very little debt, and then go to work at a welding shop and show them that you went to the welding school and got you a certificate, and they're going to start you off with big money and build your castle first. And once you get all this here situated first, then everything else is going to fall into place. And hence, dating is going to be hard for men in the age group of 20s and 30s. Okay? Focus on building your castle up. And some of you are brainiacs, and some of you talk about computer programming or coding. Perhaps why don't you go into that subject that you talk about that you're expert in. If you're expert in coding, considering writing source code for Linux or something. Do something you really enjoy and everything else fall into place. And listen, man, I'm not coming down hard on you, okay? Do something you enjoy the most. Do something that gives you happiness? Do you like to pop the hood up on a car and investigate why the vehicle is acting funny or running misfiring and all that good stuff? Go to the automotive troubleshooting school, learn how to work on automobiles, and let me tell you, you make money in that field. You can go to a automotive manufacturer shop and get hired and make a nice paycheck on working on automobiles because there's a demand for that. Okay? And heating and ventilation system, there's a big demand for that. There's always somebody needing heating and ventilation work done in the house, or maybe installation of that in new homes. There can be always a demand for that. See what I'm saying? Now, focus on building your castle first, men. You are the prize and need to treat yourself as such. And what is your age group? I'm talking to the men in the age group of 20, 30s, and early 40s. Pretty much men in their 50s, 60s, they already put in their time and they're just tired. They just want to kick back and rest. I'm talking to the younger folks out there. All right? Men in the age group of 20s, if all you do is sit in the room and play video games, that's fine. That's fine. I know you're playing with toys, but take a second look at this picture. Is that helping you build something? Isn't it helping you build? All you do is sit around and you smoke weed or you smoke cigarettes at somebody else's expense. Men, I'm trying to help you build your own castle. Remember this, in quote, I said this. Number one has to take care of number one. And trust me, number one's going to have to take care of number one. If number one doesn't take care of number one, then you're going to have to be somebody else's slave and take care of them. You will lead your own life or someone else will lead your life for you. You have to take your pick and take your pick now. How old are you? 20? Right now, you're an adult man. And second of all, if you run into clubs trying to look for love, you're going to run into a lot of heartache. And going clubbing might be fun and dandy, but remember, you might become a statistic if things go south in a clubbing environment. Most men get taken advantage of financially. They get finessed financially. Okay? They get finessed by gold diggers. Gold diggers run to clubs hoping to find a treasure they can plunder. And gold diggers can be men or women. And no, I'm not going to just pick on one gender, okay? I'm just pointing out the facts that you need to listen to, okay? Now, what do you like to do on your spare time besides video games? If all you do is eat, take a shower, and lay in bed like an old dog and sleep, you ain't going to have no future. You will not have a future. You'll be just classified as a bum. There's something that men can do nowadays to become men again. All right? Let me reiterate this. Houses don't build themselves. Cars do not fix themselves. Okay? Computers do not put themselves together. Oh, you like video games? Okay. Well, video game consoles and controllers do not put themselves together. They require manual labor to be put together to be enjoyed. Are you following me? So, I'm going to stress out to the brothers out there. You have to do something in your young life to be productive. Do something with your life. What do you like to do? Do you like to build with your hands with hammer and boards and nails? Build something. Do something. Build. Innovate. Because the people that are doing it right now, they're growing up older and they ain't going to be around to keep this here going. And you're going to have to take their place in line. And this is the reality of the truth, okay? Now, dating is going to be harder for men ages 20s, teens and 20s and 30s. It's going to be hard because you are starting out and you are the prize. Remember me telling you this. You are the prize. Find something that you like to do. If you like to build with your hands, considering asking your employer about prospect of being a student while working. Most employers will pay for your education while you are working for them to better yourself. Most employers will offer that. And if they offer you that, take advantage of that. And that's more money in your pocket, and you're going to grow your self-worth. Next, mistake number 2 that men make in their ages 20s and 30s is when they get the paychecks, they hurry up and spend it, spend, and don't have nothing to show for. Now, if you want to make your money work for you, young men, listen to me. If you want to make your money work, and remember, multimillionaires, they did not become multimillionaires overnight. You want to know how they became multimillionaires? They took risk. They took a huge chance of losing their backside. They invested their money into mutual funds and portfolios. They invested their money in the stock market. They invested their money in a very risky environment to either they're going to win or they're going to sell or they're going to hold on to what they put their money into. You follow me? So, you have to invest into something. Well, penny stocks. Yeah, you can invest in those. The third mistake that men make in their teens and 20s is they have so-called best friends. And lastly, I'm going to say this. And this might ruffle some feathers. Men, no one is your best friend other than yourself. Now, when things go wrong, you can't blame nobody but yourself. First of all, how did that other person betray you? Okay? How did they betray you? You let them in your circle. How did they screw over you? You let them in your circle. Well, let's just say that you had a puppy love date and your so-called best friend slept with that person and betrayed your trust, you let them in your circle. You're going to have to make a decision on, okay, do I need this person in my life, or do I just need to cut them out and work on bettering myself? The mistake that men make in the ages of late teens, 20s, and 30s, trust nobody but yourself. Remember this, the world meets nobody halfway. If you want it, you got to take it. And sometimes you're going to have to take the bad with the good. And look, it's not the end of the world. It isn't the end of the world, okay? Listen to Texas Lone Wolf, all right? It isn't the end of the world. Let me tell you something. I trusted the wrong crowd. I trusted the wrong people. I got stabbed in the back. You know what? I'm still living. And the most important thing is, man, you're going to have to understand this. And I'm living by the philosophy every day. Work on yourself more. Don't worry about the other party less. Remember this, and quote, you are in charge of your own. No, you are in charge of yourself. You're in charge of how you do things. Okay? You are in charge of your own life. Or somebody else going to be in charge for you. All right? You are in charge of your life, or somebody else is going to be in charge for you, okay? Now, I'm going to say this. One more last thing I'm going to say is, you are going to undergo fundamental changes whether you like it or not. So right now, let's go ahead and dig into this, okay. Let's go ahead and dig into this topic. All right? No, let's go ahead and dig into this topic, all right? Now, remember, man, you are the prize. And nobody can tell you how to be successful other than you. Now, society's going to tell you, well, you need game, you need swag, you need this, you need that. Listen, just build your own castle. Go at your own pace. Enroll in a trade school in something that you like to do. Trust me on this. You will come out smell like a rose. Now, after this here, now, are you ready to discuss, okay, does dating get easier for men and harder for women as they get older? You bet. Men, you need to build your castle. All right? Build up your castle first, and everything else is going to fall into place. So I'm going to go ahead and read this. And this was written by Top Slice 9014. All right, seeing a large number of young men in their 20s post here how hard they have been finding dating. On the other hand, women express their difficulties trying to date seem mostly in their 30s. Let me tell you this. Now, if you were to reverse the genders on this, women in their 20s are easier to get men because they're glowing, they have shine and sheen. Their hair is vibrant. They look femininity. They have feminine. And it's part of the human nature, okay? Naturally, they're going to bring all the hot hormone boys to the yard. The women will. They may have side dudes, okay? Okay, they may have side dudes. You need to take a good look at this. And remember, women start off in their late teens and 20s very happy. And when they get older, up in the 30s and 40s and 50s, they end bitter as hell. And I'll tell you why. The older the woman gets, the most important key goes out the window. It's a fertility. You see, when women are in their teens and 20s, they're the most fertile. All the way up to 25, they're at the peak of their fertility. They can grab any dude they want and go out into parties to get pregnant and have children. It's usually every female's dream to be a mom. But they don't know that responsibilities comes with that. But yet society claps their hands. Hey, you go, girl. The world is yours. Yes, I said that. The world is yours. You go, girl. They can build up their standards and they can land these hormone Harrys in their DMs, and they can go up to engage in this hookup culture, which is known as the hoe phase. They want to go in the party years, usually. That's why it's easier for females in their late teens and 20s that, they enjoy parties. They stay up late at night. Then whenever the 30s come, Father Time is coming up there. He's coming up there going to say, hey, I'm coming when you least expect it. Father Time gets a hold of the woman's voice, changes it a little bit. He gets a hold of the woman's hair. He gives her grays in certain areas here, noticeable here and there. Then he gives that woman crow's feet in her eyes and start giving her age lines in her face. Then Father Time says, hey, girl, what are you going to do with those eggs? You better find you somebody to help you make babies, or I'm drying them up like, I'm gonna take them away from you. Father Time said that. I don't make the rules, but Father Time does. When a woman ages, that becomes her kryptonite. And yes, I stand by this. Now, okay, and men, on the other hand, when they're in their teens and 20s, it's harder because they're getting started. So, as a godfather of Red Pill truth, I'm imploring my young audience that are men to better themselves by going to a trade school. Find something that interests you. Build with your hands. Work on automobiles. Be a technician. Build your castle. Buy your home. Pay for it outright. Pay taxes on it like you're supposed to. And call it your own. And listen. When you are doing this, men, when you listen to me on this, men, You are doing yourself a favor. And let me tell you this. Once you get all this stuff done and finished, you are going to look like a juicy steak in a plate in front of the dating market. Listen, I'm telling you this because the women that hits the 30s, it gets harder for them to find someone to settle with because the fertility clock is slowly coming to an end. That right there is why they end bitter. When they lose that fertility clock, they are at the mercy of Father Time already. The women are at the mercy of Father Time already. I don't make the rules, Father Time does. So, let's see here. So I'm wondering, is actually a thing where women are most able to date in their 20s with it, getting more difficult as they age, and men struggle to date in their 20s. It gets easier as they enter the 30s. That is the truth. And this, men, I'm trying to get this across your head. When you age, society's going to tell you, men, you done missed the boat. Society is lying to you. Society has lied to you. Don't listen to society. Society is trying to tell you how to become successful. Society don't know his backside from a hole in the ground. Because they got successful because someone gave them the money and gave them fame. And they're acting like little fools without a brain in their skull. Don't listen to them, okay? Now, check this out. Scarred Wizard once, he said that it gets easier for successful men. Now, brothers out there that are age 20s and 30s, I'm telling you this. When you build your castle and you build your bank account and become successful, dating is going to get easier on you. Not much, but yeah, women are going to look at you. They're going to see something about you that is, the way you carry yourself, okay? The way you carrying yourself, they're going to ask questions. They're going to ask you, do you have your own house? Do you have your own stuff? Most men will say, yeah, I do. And that's going to make it more appealing. It's going to appeal to them, all right? And now, being successful helps out a lot for the men folks. Now, for the women, I don't make the rules here. If you're in your 20s, man, you can land dates left and right. You can land guys with ease. And whenever you hit 30 to 35, 35 is a cutoff spot. It's cut off. Then your eggs start getting, the quality of your eggs and your ovaries, they start to suffer. When a woman's fertility is being slowed down or compromised, that's the woman's kryptonite. Okay? And the dating market is being flooded by women after the age of 30s and 40s. The market is already flooded. Now, I'm telling you this. It's part of the human science and the human psychology and the human anatomy. The 40s, age 40s is a woman's worst nightmare. She starts getting hot, starts getting cold. And the older she gets after the 40s, yeah, well, Hormone Harry's going to look at these women like, I want them. You know, well, they lost their fertility in that age group. They lost it. Women lost their kryptonite. They gained their kryptonite. No fertility. You can't lock down a man in their 40s. You can't. Women can't lock down men in their 40s. And this becomes an issue for women who are looking for a mate. So when a woman hits 50s, 60s, 70s, men don't want to come near those. Usually they're set in their own ways, or they have a nasty negative attitude, or they have huge expectations that let me illustrate this a little bit more clearer, okay? Let's picture a woman being a car. You know how a car sits on a dealership lot, a used car? You know how that leather smell overtakes that car when it's brand new? You know how that new car comes out when the car comes out of the factory? Never been driven? I hate to equate women with cars, but I'm trying to draw a picture in your head. Okay? Women, when you were in your 20s, you are that car that is just rolled out of the factory. Brand new. Never been owned by anybody. You see what I'm saying? You're strong. When one man gets a hold of you, he drives the heck out of you, beats you up, you're still strong. Then when you hit the 30s, you start clanking here, start clanking there. Then you hit the 40s, the clinking and clanking becomes louder. That new car smell is gone. And you're sitting on a used car lot. And you got potential buyers looking at used cars, what they can afford. And remember, every used car has to have maintenance to keep running. So to speak. You have to take a good look at this. Every used car needs maintenance to keep running smooth at peak condition. But you're not going to have that new car smell. You follow me? Now, when women approach the age of 40s, they go through what's called menopause. Menopause is where a woman's body is going from being fertile to have children to being non-fertile. And you're just entering into a different stage in life. And men are not going to be locked down. So it's harder for women in the age group of 40s to tie down a good man. So most women who are in the late 30s will ask a man, "Are you going to leave me?" Because they know that Father Time and Mother Nature works hand in hand. And this is the honest truth. They work hand in hand. They know they're not getting any younger. And this has become their kryptonite. For the women. Okay? It's for the women only. It becomes their kryptonite. And this is why most YouTubers say that 35 It's the edge of the cliff for a woman. And I'm talking to the audience that listens to my channel. Whenever a woman says, I can go get me any man I want, they're lying to you. If they're past 40s or 50, if they say they can get any man they want, well, they lied to you. The wall is coming in stages. All right? We're going to talk about the wall here in a little bit. And remember, women do hit walls in life. And they hit them in phases. Okay? Women hit the wall in phases. In 3 phases. And I'm going to discuss it right here on this channel. 3 phases. Phase 1. The fertility clock slowly winds down, ticking. Okay? It slows down drastically. When a woman hits in her 30s, that clock slows down slower. She still can do her self-cleaning every 28 days. But that fertility slows down. The body said, I had enough fun. I'm slowing down. The body said that. I don't make the rules, but Mother Nature and Father Time does. You want to get mad at them too. I don't make the rules, so, okay? Now, for the men folks, they sitting here, they go in their 20s, they have fun in their 20s. That's where they're most vibrant. But they don't have anything going for them yet. And I'm trying to tell the young men in that age group, focus on their own well-being, build themselves up, get a job, hold a job the longest, because at the end, when you start aging, you're going to thank me later for this advice I'm giving you to the brothers. Remember this. Build your castle young. By the time you get up in the 30s and 40s and 50s, it's going to be easier. You might be shamed by men that are younger than you because they're jealous. Okay? Now, remember this. Look, listen to me. Men, Purple Haze wrote, yeah, probably harder for them when they were young. Yes, it is harder for men when they're young. Success is not something men care about. You should care about that. You should care about this at all times. Go build yourself up. All right? Now, remember this. Women are born rich and die poor. When women are born and they go into the 20s, they get everything handed to them. Free drinks, free food, foodie calls. They get all that handed to them. But when a woman approaches 30s, they start panicking. They have what's called a city girl summer. You know, they got, that's it. Man, they had everything given to them. Free mufflers, free drinks, free food, free flowers, you name it. Then when the 30s come, okay, now, take a note, now, I'm going to read this to you for almost all men, Right? Ready? Same hypothetical average man. Does he have more money or income, status, prestige, experience with women, and relationship habits, life direction, or purpose of his 18-year-old self? You need to build up your castle young. Build up young. What's wrong with men nowadays in this age group? They don't have father figures to guide them in the right direction. Obviously, successful men will be better at higher rate. Question is, dating easier for the same man at 18 or 35? No. The dating's going to be hard for men 18 in the 20s because you do not have anything showing for you. Now, hear me out, men, brothers. I'm telling you this. When you are in this age group and you approach a female, you say, I got a job, I got my own house. They're going to look at you and say, you're not their type, you're not corny, you're not in jail, you're not a bum, you're not doing drugs, you're not getting arrested by cops. Most modern women run after these guys. Most women do run after these bad boys. What do the bad boys have that these men 18 to 35 don't have? Clean clothes? No job? Really? Well, my question to the women is, since you've been running after bums and pookies and ray-rays, let me tell you something. What you do in your young life will catch up with you when you age. And don't be surprised. And to the women out there that listen to my channel, don't be surprised if I tell you this. Behold the truth. Since you run after bad boys, men that beat around on women, cheat around on women, have side chicks, give you the crumbs off the table while the main chick gets the steak. I don't understand why women share a man that is a bum, don't produce nothing, and want to procreate with these said bums. Did you know you're lowering your own self-value by dating these bums? If you think it's so cute, well, I got news for you. I don't make the rules. Father Time and Mother Nature work hand in hand. They're going to give you flaws. They're going to change your voice. They're going to take away your fertility. And you are going to be childless. And you're going to be old and childless. And guess what? You're going to present yourself as a prize to these men that you've curved and called corny, called lame, called not your type. And you know what else? To the women out there that listen to my channel here, you will be corrected by Father Time and Mother Nature. The time is when. And remember, what goes around comes back around. So yeah, you're probably what? 18, 19, 20. You can land any guy you want. Have a body count higher than a wrecking yard. Really? And most men do care about body counts. And most men do care about body count on a woman. And yet, modern women already know this. And this is why they become single and childless 30 and beyond. Then, they have to go work 9-to-5 job. They get paid. They run to a club hoping to find Mr. Right. All they do is find is a horny dude who's willing to lay down pipe for him. And then he ghosts them. And then that same question pops up. Where did all the men go? Where did all the good men gone? I got the answer right here. You ready? I don't think you ain't gonna like it. The good men has said, you know what? All these women just curved me. I'm just going to worry about building myself up. I'm focusing on my happiness, my peace, my quiet, my freedom. I'm going to build my castle. And then when they get their own vehicle paid for, free and clear, well kept, well shiny, then women go crazy after the age of 30 and 40. They say, here, pick me. The same men that you curved will say, lady, no thanks. I gave you a chance. You told me I wasn't good enough for you, that I wasn't your type. What makes you think I want you now? Hey, I don't make the rules. So, yes, I hate to be the bringer of bad news. Now, White Jade Fox wrote and read it, I hate to be the bringer of bad news, but there are a ton of lonely men at 35 who have found their opportunities for a serious relationship as not as plentiful as they thought. Because you age, you get pickier, the dating pool is just as much less. Go to any above 30 or 40 forum. All right? Seen quite a few posts on professional app like Blind as well. Guy who has responded to you is correct. Now, to the men out there who've been who've been curved, who've been told that they were not the good type, who've been told that they do not meet the quality standards. Well, I want somebody that has 2 or 3 mansions, sports cars like Ferraris or Rolls Royce. Excuse me. Women who want that, that's the top 1% of the men out there in the world that are that wealthy. But they're not going to go down to here and pick anybody that has the body counts above 30 bodies or more. They're not going to pick you. And that is a sad fact. And successful or extremely attractive men, of course, do not have that problem as they have far greater reach in terms of social and financial hierarchy. And this is the message I'm telling the young men out there. Build your hierarchy. Build your castle. It's also not 18, but 20, 25 versus 35 to 40. Nobody dates seriously at 18 anymore. Why is it so hard for women age 30s, 40s, 50s to find a man? It's either because of your attitude, it's either because of your expectations, and you know your fertility clock is ended. Well, that's out of the question. Okay? It's easy to find a woman 30 on up to go on a date with. But the role's been reversed. The role's been reversed. So, coming from a woman, pretty much agree with everything here as a woman. I feel I need to be proactive and try harder. I'm afraid to the woman 30 and above, the ship done sailed. I don't think I've become ugly or something. Actually, in the best shape I ever been in, physically, financially, socially, mentally, etc. Well, see, the thing is, the women mature faster when they're in their 20s. Men take longer to mature when they're in their 20s, okay? So men in their 30s know their values increase, get more attention because women get more aggressive in their pursuit. Have had their hearts broken enough times, I can't bother anymore to pursue anyone. a woman wrote this. I think many or truly aren't bothered about relationship, at least not where I live. Life is easier when you're on your own. Obviously, relationships don't have much value. So it's been a learning curve for me to get over my ego and pride, doing most of the work, adding on social media, texting, initiating, look for ways to meet up, etc. Sometimes when I do, the guy even has less interest in me. All my female friends are advising me to be more pushy with these things. Let me tell you something. With the females, it's telling the other female to be pushing these things. The ship doesn't sail. When you're in your 30s and you hit 35 onward higher, that fertility clock is the only thing that keeps a woman in the dating market. It's every woman's dream to be a mother. When that fertility window slams shut, they're at the mercy of Father Time and Mother Nature. P.S. I don't mean pursue any bad, needy, desperate way. Just to show interest. Ask the person for a coffee, that kind of thing. Nobody's going to be interested in doing coffee with you. Not when you're 30 plus, 40 plus. All right? They're not going to take you serious. So, okay, EGG23 is a guy. He's a man, wrote, I just need to wait till my 30s to get into a relationship. Got it? You know, he's true. See, men take longer to mature in that age group. Spontaneous Potato is a man in Reddit right here. He wrote, this is very true from what I see. 31 male. He's 31. He's starting to catch on to life. One of my close friends, 35 male, he had a hard time dating in his 20s. Just as I said, he would get rejected left and right and center. It really destroyed his self-esteem. He should be focused on building this castle. As I said, go to the trade school. It's easier to get into a trade school than it is to get into a relationship with a female in that age group, okay? So, in his late 20s, in my 20s, he started going to the gym religiously, focused on solely on himself. And look, this is where he starts getting better when he ages. The more you work on your muscles, the more you get your muscles toned up, it's going to become better. You're going to become a better version of yourself. You're going to turn into a light bulb that turns on, and you're going to have all kinds. You're going to have all kinds of females come running at you and throwing themselves at you. Different age group. As I say this to the young brothers. So my friend circle, including myself included, is doing well for ourselves now. Although we're all single, each one of us chose to stay single at this point. Though it all stemmed from us really getting the short end of the stick in our early to mid 20s from a varying degree of self-esteem destruction. For my close friend I mentioned, he has noticed a lot more women are going up to him now. He's not really choosing to date now. It's more focused on his career and his personal happiness. You see, young men, build your castle. This is where I'm getting at. He's mainly getting attention from women in their early 20s since the guy got jacked, since he started going to the gym. Build your castle, brothers. The youngest out of all the us 28 male is focused on his career, climbing up the ladder. But his current girlfriend, 33, had to really go out of her way to pursue him to the point where she initiated pretty much everything from meeting up to the bedroom fun. But see, she's got 2 more years before she's going off the edge of the cliff, and she can be replaced. Boom. And this is a woman's kryptonite. It's the fertility window slamming shut forever. They're both happy, but dang, girlfriend's definitely the one who made the decisions in a relationship in a good way. But she did not pile on standards saying, I know my worth, I know my value. and don't screw off her money to playing scratch offs and going out to eat with other females, you're not going to find a man like that. The way a woman carries herself, okay, if she screws off her money on frivolous stuff, that's going to turn a man off. That's why dating is harder for women 30 on 40 on onward up. So for the brothers out there that are starting out, Randy J549 on Reddit said, very well said, coming from a 30-year-old man, I can't be bothered more. I'm tired. He nailed it. This is for this message is going out for the young men who tried to land a girlfriend. They tried. They tried to land a girlfriend, and they were unsuccessful. So the brothers out there, remember, build your castle. You know what your castle is? Your body is your castle. Hit the gym. Eat well. Eat healthy. Dump those cigarettes. Get rid of the tattoos. Go build yourself up. Go to the gym. Work out. Focus on yourself. Go to the trade school. Learn how to build with your hands. Learn how to work on automobiles. Learn how to troubleshoot problems with automobiles. Take risk. You're not going to be a millionaire overnight. It's going to take time. Let me clearly say this. You take a little seed to plant in the ground to grow a tree. That tree is not going to grow up big overnight. It's going to take years for it to grow. That's your self-worth, brother. It's going to take years to grow. You have to start off young. Now, J Factor 2 months ago wrote, "Yep, women who wouldn't look my way are now hitting me up after their divorces." Yep. This is scary. They hitting up men in their 30s and after their divorces, and I don't know if they have children or not. But remember, no man don't want another man's headache, so to speak. He don't want another man's headache. Remember that. So, brothers, if you go out there and build yourself up, now, I'm telling you, and single moms are on the prowl for someone of financial stature. They ain't gonna tell you that they're not looking for somebody to raise their kids, but they lie to you. They're looking for somebody to step up to the plate and take on their children's lacking a father figure. And what I'm telling you is, single mothers will not compromise their standards. They will not compromise their standards to please a man. The single mothers are on the prowl for someone who has financial resources. They care less about friendship. They care less. They want somebody that's got their castle built. So they can come in there and say, pick me. Unless she's a widow, most men avoid single moms. All right. Now I'm gonna put this. Now I'm going to say this. So this here, the best end wrote. Now I'm wondering, actually, the thing women are able to date in their 20s, with it getting more difficult as they age. Men struggle in their late 20s. It gets easier when they enter their 30s. Yes and no. The man don't get magically attractive if you hit 30s. If you worked on your career in finance, you become attractive. You hit your 30s and you are working minimum wage, a small apartment without a car, nothing will change. All right, women look more for a stable and financial secure guy. So this becomes transactional. On the other side, men don't care much about a career of a financial woman. They look for a young, caring, attractive woman. Well, actually, they look for someone who has a father figure in their lives, in a good relationship with their father figures. Anybody who claims to be a boss bee, men will drop faster than a hot potato. So a lot of times, a successful, attractive guy going for a young, attractive woman. 20-year-old man can't compete with a 30-year-old successful man. That's why men in their 20s are struggling. They need to be focusing on building their castle in their 20s. So a 30-year-old woman can't compete with a 20-year-old woman. That's why they're struggling as well. I don't make the rules on this because Mother Nature and Father Time work hand in hand. That's what I said earlier. Very simplified, but when it comes down to a lot of cases. So, static cloud, all right, is a man. Dating sucked for me when I was in my 20s. I really never tried much, but in my early 30s, it was best. By mid-30s, men automatically lose interest simply by the number, or even if you look younger, being CF doesn't help. CF as a casual thing or casual dating isn't hard, especially if you like younger men. Serious dating, though, I'm not going to hold my breath. If the guys in my age want younger women, that's what they want. Nothing I can do to change it. But see, nobody writes the rules here. This is the nature attraction. This phenomenon called dating inversion. And it does have statistical support. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this here down. And remember, the blue is, okay, the pink area is what the women's desire in the age bracket. They desire 20-year-olds who have the bag or the wealth. I'm sorry to say that's less than 1% of the population. And the bottom is the blue is the men. And when they look at the woman in the age group, they peak. The men picks up the younger women. When a woman ages at the very end, they lose desirability. I don't make the rules. So I'm hoping that you enjoy this video. So now, men, if you want to become successful, you got to build your castle first in your age group of 20 plus on up. And remember, as you age, it's going to become easier. When you're in your 20s, it's going to be harder. Okay, thank you for listening to the message. And don't forget to hit subscribe and like or dislike on this video. And be sure you comment below. All right. Stay strong, brothers, and stay strong, sisters. If you're in your 20s, women, snatch up the men that are well off, young, or else you're going to find yourself alone. Until next time, take care of yourself, take care of others. Peace.